The weather has changed, and with that, rain chances are going down, temperatures are going up. Let's talk about how hot it's going to be in this Wednesday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Hi, y'all. It's Wednesday, the 16th of July, 2025. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer. If you haven't already, consider giving us a big old thumbs up if you enjoy our communication style or the fact I did a thumbs up behind the big overlay. Let's try that again. There we go. Dyslexic Dave at the service. Going over the next few days, we are finally done with the hill country rains and storms. We are transitioning to more of a summer-like pattern, but with that comes its own set of weather hazards. Let's just go ahead and get into it with the high-res rapid refresh model for today, tonight, Thursday, into Thursday night. Now, a couple of regimes of precipitation chances we still do need to keep an eye on. Going into tonight, Thursday morning, we could see a cluster of storms move southeast out of Colorado into the northern Texas Panhandle. With that, perhaps some localized damaging winds, blowing dust, lightning, and perhaps some locally heavy rain. You could see that activity does move southeast overnight into Thursday morning. Otherwise, pop-up showers and maybe a few storms across the Big Bend, the Trans-Pecos, the borderland, the Davis-Guadalupe Mounds, and far west Texas. Otherwise, notice the lack of any sort of precipitation in the central Texas region hill country, Edwards Plateau. That's nice. Tomorrow night into Friday morning, another cluster of storms could move southeast into the panhandle of Texas as well, with similar hazards as to those storms tonight. They both will weaken as they move southeast in the panhandle. Otherwise, you can see that big old blob of precipitation there in the northern Gulf that tries to make its way west towards parts of southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle, East Texas on Friday. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is in association with a tropical disturbance located over the Florida Panhandle this morning. Over the next couple of days, there is a medium chance that it could acquire some additional tropical characteristics and perhaps become a tropical depression, maybe even a low-end tropical storm. Regardless of what its eventual designation is, heavy rain and flooding will be the main risk with this system along its track. We'll see if it makes it into Texas. To be honest, I'm thinking we'll probably have to deal with some moisture. Southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle, the upper Texas Gulf Coast, into parts of East Texas, the Piney Woods, maybe the Arklatex on Friday and Saturday. This is not going to impact 80% of the state of Texas. Western 80%, non-issue whatsoever. And eastern parts of the state, yeah, we may see some uptick in rain chances. We'll keep an eye on it. But hill country, not an issue for y'all. Edwards Plateau, Central Texas, Concho Valley, not an issue for y'all. Those of you in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, yeah, you're going to get some rain over the next few days, especially Louisiana, by the way things are looking. Fire weather danger over the state of Texas the next few days from the Texas A&M Forest Service. High fire danger locally today in the borderland around El Paso and down in the Rio Grande Plains of Deep South Texas. Otherwise, over the next several days, low to moderate fire danger across the state of Texas. Heading into the upcoming week, here's a look at the upper air pattern. We're looking at about 18,500 feet above sea level. This is 500 millibars halfway up the atmosphere. And we look at this, especially in the summertime months, as a way to see where we have the highest heights, because that is a way to see where we have our upper level area of high pressure and heat dome. Under that area of high pressure in the heat dome, we have sinking air or subsidence that shuts rain chances off for the most part, and generally also allows for more efficient heating of the atmosphere, and thus higher temperatures. You can see over the next couple of days, today we're starting off with that heat dome way out in the western Atlantic. Next several days, that area of high pressure, or a ridge aloft, is going to shift west across Florida, the Gulf, and eventually, it looks like it is going to set up shop over the mid-south of the United States, including eastern portions of Texas, which means we are going to probably see rain chances shut off, excluding this tropical mischief heading into the weekend and next week, especially across the eastern half of Texas. With weaker heights aloft across western parts of the state, we may see a monsoonal flow continue with at least isolated to scattered pop-up shower and thunderstorms during the afternoon and evening hours. What we are not seeing is what we have experienced the last 2 weeks, thankfully. Now, here's a look at the European weather model in the long range. This will take us through next week. Zulu times, which you see top left, 0 Zulu is 7 p.m. Central, 6 Zulu, 1 a.m. Central, 12 Zulu is 7 a.m. Central, and 18 Zulu is 1 p.m. Central. Notice over the next week, some pop-up shower and storms, Davis Guadalupe Mounds, out into the Big Bend region, the borderland, and yes, at times the Panhandle in West Texas. What we are not seeing outside of the possibility of some moisture from tropical disturbance on Friday and Saturday across the eastern 20% of Texas is a lot of rain chances heading into next week across the state. So, welcome to summer, ladies and gentlemen. We're finally getting into that pattern, which means, our main focus will be heat and I guess keeping an eye out in the tropical basins. Outside of the system the next few days, which we call a homegrown system because it is so close to the coast, we're not seeing any significant tropical activity across the Atlantic basin, the Caribbean, or the Gulf. So that's good. Temperatures over the next 5 days, well, guess what? You get that instead, apparently. I love it when my little Stream Deck here gets all its keys unassigned. It makes life so fun. High temperatures today. You can still see where we've had the rain in the last couple of weeks. Hill country, you can see because soil moistures are so high, temperatures actually don't heat up as efficiently. The heat index certainly does. It's more humid than many of us care to have it at, but temperature-wise, you can definitely see soil moistures higher, temperatures warm less quickly. Outside of that, we're looking at highs in the 90s across the state of Texas, maybe a couple folks in the triple digits, looking at 103 this afternoon in Laredo. Thursday, we're looking at mid to upper 90s across a good chunk of the state, an exception being the higher elevations in the Davis Guadalupe Mounds, upper 80s, northern Texas Panhandle with some residual cloud cover from storms tonight, mid to upper 80s, and then of course the hill country, we're still going to be hovering around 90 versus the mid and upper 90s, but it's going to be humid. Heading into Friday, you can see a little cooler southeast Texas with some of the increasing cloud cover, maybe some moisture from that tropical mischief out just to our east. Otherwise, we're looking at near 100-degree high temperatures across northwest Texas, Texoma, North Texas, and South Texas, the Rio Grande Plains, down to South Central Texas. Saturday, similar story, except temperatures are nudging up a degree or two each day, so a lot of 90s, couple triple digits across Texas, and then on Sunday we are probably flirting with or hitting 100. DFW, Wichita Falls, Vernon, Childress, Quanah, Amarillo. Same story, down Odessa, Midland, Fort Stockton, toward Sanderson, El Paso, Del Rio, Laredo, McAllen, all very near 100, same for San Antonio. And then going into Monday and Tuesday, more triple digits are expected across more parts of the state of Texas. Beyond that, above average temperatures, warm weather expected across a good chunk of the United States outside of the Pacific Northwest and West Coast as that upper level high pressure heat dome sets up in our part of the country. Through the 25th of July, it looks like you could see above average temperatures, and then precipitation-wise, well, there you go. Below average to near average, which makes sense based on the pattern. So, summertime, ladies and gentlemen, is finally arriving in Texas with that relative lull in the weather we come to expect this time of year outside of tropical mischief. So, I mean, we need it. That's for sure at this point. I think we could all use a little less active weather to deal with. So that's it for your Wednesday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. We'll keep an eye on the tropical mischief out in the Gulf, and we'll also keep an eye upstream in Colorado for those storms coming on southeast tonight towards the Panhandle. As always, you can do the same with the free Texas Storm Chasers Interactive Weather Radar on our website, texasstormchasers.com/radar. And of course, you can watch our 24/7 live weather stream here on the Texas Weather David Reimer YouTube channel. That's it. I'm done. We'll see y'all again Thursday. Have an amazing hump day, and God bless.